All right, welcome back everybody. We've got the drill press outside. I finally got the whole thing disassembled, as you can see. And my plan is to pressure wash it. And I've got the hose running to my hot water source in the kitchen. So I'm gonna do this. And I'm also gonna do the transmission for the moon car, the steering box, and the drive shaft. And I'll let you guys know how it goes. Maybe I'll put you on a tripod, that way you can see it. Here goes nothing. We're off to a great start. I'll be right back after I turn the water off. All right, that came out pretty good. Bear with me a second. So I didn't flood the kitchen. Everything worked with the pressure washer after I got the recoil fixed. This came out pretty interesting. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but the gold lettering is still there from its original paint job 120 something years ago. Kind of feel bad redoing it, but there's nothing else I can do to keep it from rusting other than clear coating it, but I think it would do justice to do a proper restoration on this as far as repainting it. Mechanically, we're going to do as little as we have to make it right, but still make it right. Transmission, got all the grease off of it. Yeah, this is what I call my poor man's hot seat. I do this instead of having one of those multi-$1,000 heated pressure washers. This is my way of doing it. So, next step in the plan, that is, so I'm going to back this in the garage and get the torpedo heater on it and dry this all out really well, and then I'm going to wire wheel it. The drill press, that is. The transmission, steering column, and drive shaft, I'll just dry them out and set them to the side. I'm not ready to work on them yet. But this makes degreasing things a lot easier. I didn't have to use any soap, nothing. Poor man's hot seat, that's what I call it. Alright, catch you back in a bit. Alright, this is what we got. So I blew it off with the leaf blower. And then I wire wheeled the whole thing with my big giant wire wheel grinder that I picked up off of a guy in the neighborhood who was moving. And as you can see, this is what it looks like after some wire wheeling with that. You can't get into all the nooks and crannies with that, but I prefer this over sandblasting because it doesn't ruin the metal finish. It brings it back to more like original. So, and it's a lot less dusty. I probably should have wore a mask because, you know, paint back 120 years ago was lead paint, but whatever. Hopefully it doesn't get me. They say once you get to be an adult, you absorb less lead than children do. And it really wasn't staying airborne. I wasn't in a cloud of dust or anything. But this is what I have. And I'm going to get it in the garage and try to do the Babbitt work on that back shaft. And if that goes well, then maybe I'll spray some paint on it. Thinking about just, you know, taping up all the areas that are supposed to be bare metal and oiled, and just spraying the whole thing with semi-gloss black like it originally would have been, and then painting those letters gold on the other side of the casting. What do you guys think? Should I motorize it? Should I get another hand crank for it? What would do this thing justice? I'm probably going to sell it because I really don't need something taking up this much room in my shop. My little drill press, I can get away with it for the most part. And really in the long run, I probably should just get a lathe with a milling attachment. That'd be the most practical thing to have in my shop as far as for doing big work or machining work. And if I have anything too big, I can just take it over to Enos and have him do it because he's got a whole machine shop. All right, that's all for today. Have a great day, everyone. Like and subscribe and comment and let me know what you think. Ryan's On Site Repairs out.